Welcome guys, it is a new vlog and the time is 8 a.m. on 15th of February and I am in my new place. Well, I'm in our new place. Me and my sister are living here and I can't believe it finally happened. Few things right off the bat. I know I said I will do a moving vlog and I was all set to do that, but then I realized when I thought of filming it, I realized that my parents are going to be on every shot and my sister's going to be there and they don't want their faces on the internet, and I respect that. It's their decision, so I would rather respect their decision and then put up like clips with their faces, blood or whatever, and anyway, I won't have enough clips for you guys to enjoy because they'll be in every shot, so then I'll have to cut so many parts, so many interesting parts. But yeah, we did move. The best part about all of this is this view that I'm looking at. I didn't think I would ever get to live in a place where you have such a great view, and since we're so high up, we only get like the cool wind from here. It doesn't get warm, and so far there are no bugs or cockroaches or geckos, which is like what we had to live with. And you would know that if you're in Sri Lanka, so it's something we all go through. But so far so good. It's been 3 days and I have 3 days off from work, so I want to do some cleaning and I want to get my bookshelves organized. That's why I started doing this vlog. It is book related. Still a room tour. Yeah. So don't mind the mess. So that's my room. I'll only show you my room because the rest of the house is a mess. We don't have a lot of furniture and we don't intend to get all the furniture at once because it's very expensive, and we're spending most of our time in our room, so we don't really need a lot of furniture for the living room. So there's going to be the bookshelves and a table and chairs and the kitchen, of course. You'll get to see later. But for this vlog I will be reading 2 books because I'm gonna arrange my bookshelves. I only brought the things that I really want to read and I want to get to, the books that I bought last year and a few books that I bought previously that I really want to get to. And I left the rest at my old place, so feels weird too. I keep saying my house, but then again, this is my house now. It's a weird feeling. I have lived alone before, but I've never lived at my own place before. So in this vlog I'm gonna read 2 books while I arrange the bookshelves, and that will be Jade Legacy because we started reading this. I'm buddy reading this with Aisha and Inosh. Oh yeah, we're quite far along. I think we finished the first interlude and we're on page 219. There's a clip from Jade Legacy. There's a few clips from Jade Legacy that I started earlier and never got to finish the vlog because we started moving, so I'll insert that here because it has my initial thoughts on these pages that we've read. So you'll see the clip now. I am 6 chapters in and I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. This starts off really great, by the way, and didn't think I would remember everything, but I do. I didn't have to even read like any summaries or anything. Like Jade War, it took like me and Aisha months to finish Jade War, but I think because we've been reading it for so long, I haven't forgotten anything, so that's a good thing. But this book starts off really strong, and the fallout. This is why I always have a problem with young adult fantasy, right, or young adult books, is that the consequences of certain people's choices and actions, or like the decisions they take, they seem very toned down when it's like a big decision, or if it's a big choice that you have to make. What happens after is very mild, or it resolves on its own and you don't have to suffer the consequences, or the the writer takes the easy way out, and you die, so you don't have to. You're just either a martyr, or you're just somebody who's killed off in the story. With a lot of adult fantasy that I read, it's very different, and the consequences are just dire, and it's very realistic, and it makes what happened, like, the stakes are so high, so that when you see the fallout, you're afraid of like things getting worse, because you know, like, if things go bad, it goes really bad. And so this part is spoiler because I can't not talk about it, because this is the part where chapter, I think it's chapter 5. The whole of chapter 5 is through Wen's eyes, and that is one of the most heartbreaking chapters I've read in a while, maybe ever. Like, there are very few scenes that I do remember, like, that's like stuck in my brain, especially like a few scenes of like from Deobad, like the last scene with Nari and Dara, and like a few scenes here and there from the Poppy War. So like there are things that are just ingrained in my head because it's just so good, and this chapter is now one of them, because it legit took me back to Jade City, like the first chapter, I think first or second chapter of Hilo, when he comes home and he like how much they were, like how deeply in love they were at the beginning, and how faithful he was, like through it all, like through all these books. He was like, Hilo's loyalty to his wife was something that I thought would like just phase out as he became like Pillar, but no, like their marriage was something that was like really strong, but because of like the things that they did, and like because of Hilo's overprotectiveness, and when trying to like protect her family and do things on her own with Shay, that's the thing, that storyline I really enjoyed, because being a Stone Eye, you would think that she just can't do anything in a world with people who wear jade, who have like superpowers, but she made such an impact in the clan that when it all comes crumbling down, you see the pain through Hila, you see the pain through Wen, and it's so painful. Like everything that she is thinking, I'm immediately flashback to the previous books, because I remember the scenes, right? I remember what she's talking about. We were there, and this is just good writing, right? This is why you like when you write so well, you don't even have to try so hard. You know, these are characters who are just so simple that they don't have any like special abilities. She's a Stone Eye, like she basically doesn't have any powers, but she made such an impact on me as a reader, and because of like this amazing character that she is. So it's really sad to see how, it's really heartbreaking to see how much she's struggling to get her power back, get her like strength back, physically and emotionally, and not being able to say what you want to say. Like her mind is she has like massive brain fog right now, due to like all the meds and the surgeries that she's done. Like she basically died, and then had to bring her back. So because of all that, one of her superpowers is she thinks that one of the things that she was really good at is remembering people's faces and names, and as like the Pillar, right, and the Pillar's wife, that's a plus point for you if you actually show that, oh, I remember my people. So when she loses that, it really affects her, and you feel for her because you see how much it really affects her. And it hit right in the spot. And then of course like her love for Hilo, and how he cannot reciprocate that anymore, and like it doesn't excuse his behavior at all. Hilo is another very complicated character that I love and hate. I understand where he's coming from, like yes, he feels betrayed and all of that, that's true, but your wife needs you. This is when she needs you the most, and you're basically ignoring her because you're so caught up in your own regret and your own anger and you see how that hurts when, right? And there's a really beautiful line at the end of chapter 5. It says, she felt the pressure of him lift off the mattress, and when the next burst of light from the fireworks struck the room, it lit empty space. It's heartbreaking because I know how much they love each other and how happy they were together. Like when everything was going to shit in the first 2 books, like he always had Win and she always had him. So it's really sad to see this happening to them, and I'm not one for romantic relationships. You guys already know this by now, so yeah. And then of course this is when I realized that I have to like document my thoughts, because there are so many things in this book that deserves to be out there forever. So there's one part where like Shay comes into, this is not a spoiler, you can listen to it too, but basically Shay comes into their house and the kids are watching TV, and there's a line that says, so they're watching this cartoon, right? And a number of action figures of the show's characters were scattered on the carpet in front of the television. So that's a clear indication of like how rich they are, and like their success for the outside. Like you come into the room, the kids are watching TV, and you have their merch basically on the floor. Those are things that are like very symbolic to the fact that there's so much unhappiness in the house, but to an outsider you would see that they're perfectly happy, they're rich, they have money, they look like a happy family. And I'm gonna continue reading now, and I will update later. Then I'm gonna be listening to Finley Donovan is Killing It on audio. I started that, I think I'm about 30% in. It's really fun. It's a very easy read. It's highly recommended on BookTube, and a lot of people say it's really fun, and so far it is. Is it as fun as Dial A Font is? Absolutely not. Like I'm not laughing my ass off every page, but this feels more like Good Girls. So it's very similar to the TV show. So where like mom's trying to make a living by resorting to crime to pay their bills. So very similar to that, but I do enjoy it, so it's good so far, and we'll see how it goes. And one more thing before I end this part, that is I have a book unboxing to do. Oh yeah, Inosh ordered this because he was ordering something from World of Books. I've never ordered from World of Books before, but yeah, this is my first time and can't complain, it arrived on time. For World of Book there is a shipping cost, so I think it's about £2, I think. So it's not free like Blackwell's, but you can find cheaper books there. I know what this is, I ordered it, but it's still nice to see it. The Last House on Needle Street. Yeah, this is £5. This is a used book, but it doesn't look used except for like, look at this. The spine is broken, but I'm gonna do that anyway. I like to break the spine. So the rest of the book looks pretty new, guys. So for £5, this is a steal. I like it. So a few days ago I read The Patient by Jess Benuit, and I absolutely loved it. I even made a TikTok, my first TikTok. I made it about The Patient. I will leave my link down below. You should go follow me, because I am gonna start my TikTok, and it's gonna be very different to what I do on YouTube or Bookstagram, because I don't want to do the same thing everywhere. So if you want, you can go check it out. It's still gonna be book related, but I'm also incorporating other things. Anywho, the Needless Street book, so after reading The Patient, I wanted to read more horror books. I saw like Katie Colson on BookTube reading this, and she said it's really good. And I think somebody else, I think Gabby, read it too. They both seem to really like it, and they said it's really weird. So I wanna get to it and see. So that is it for now. I'm gonna go make some breakfast, and I'm gonna get to arranging my bookshelves now. It's a task. is about a few hours later. I was listening to Finley Donovan while I was doing all the chores, and oh my god, I think I really like it. It is so funny. It's so funny and so ridiculous. Very similar to The Good Girls, like I mentioned before. So I think that is gone now. The story is basically about this woman, this mom, who is going through a divorce. She's a struggling author, and who hasn't written in months, and then she goes to this cafe. I think she's a mystery writer, and she goes to this cafe to talk about the book she's writing with her agent, and she talks about how she doesn't know what to do, or she's explaining the mystery, or like the murder mystery that she's writing, and the woman across the table thinks that she's actually a contract killer because of the way she's talking and the things she's referring to sound like the things that a contract killer would say. The job is done, I'm not gonna do it for less than 50,000 or something, and I don't know what to do with the body or something like that. So this woman hires her to get rid of her husband, and she offers to pay her a lot of money, and like she goes down and she doesn't really kill the husband, but things happen in a way that she can't get out of it. Like, and you know how it is, like if you watch Good Girls, if you watch these kind of stories, like once you get into it, there's no way to get out of it because things keep piling up, and now she's in the middle of a mafia. She's in the middle of like a mafia war or whatever it is, and I'm enjoying it. I love it. It's so funny, and it's ridiculous how things happen to her, and the way she and the narrator is amazing. Like, she does so many voices for like different characters. It's like I'm watching a movie. I can't stop listening to it. But anyway, that's Finley Donovan, and I'm gonna clean the shelves up. It's very dusty, and then I'm just gonna arrange it. I haven't decided how to do it. We'll see. Okay, I'm very tired, but it's done. Let me show you. Alright. Ta-da! This is the shelf. I'm gonna leave the two empty. I'm gonna put something else in because I don't want any books to get dirty. And yeah, this is actually half my collection, by the way, and it's still able to fill 8 shelves. Yeah, I did a little. So these are all my fantasy series. I ordered the second one so I can do a reading vlog on like Crescent City and the new one. So I'm just gonna leave some space for that. And then I have all these other books, other fantasy books. Most of them are like the first of series, so I'm just gonna leave them there. And I have like a few series there. Then I have my Harry Potter shelf and these Illuminae and some random shit. So I tried to keep like the fantasy, sci-fi stuff here, thrillers here, and general fiction and historical fiction, all of them there. And a few more fantasy. There's really there's no, how do I say it? There's no theme to this. I just organize it as I see fit and as things fit. So anyway, that is it. Took a long time. I'm really tired, so I'll see you in a bit. And this is the mess that I have to clean because all the books were in that, and then there's some shit here that I need to clean. So I'll probably do all this in a bit, and I'll update you later. It's the next day, and I want to give you an update on Finley Donovan is getting it because I finished the book. So I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I love it. I'm going to read the second one, which came out recently, but I couldn't give it 5 stars because everything about it is really nice. I love the friendship between Finley and Vero, and I really like her relationship with Nick, and just everybody. Like, all the characters they're well fleshed out. Especially for like a murder mystery, you wouldn't expect them to be this well written, but they are, and I really love that. And I really like the pacing of the story. So, and it's a very quick and easy read. It's funny, it entertains you. So all of that was like really great. I enjoyed it so much. The only thing I didn't like in this book is how she was like going from one guy to another, because it didn't feel like I understand like jumping from one relationship to another or whatever, but it didn't feel like that's what's happening. It felt like it was just for the reader's benefit, that she's gonna try out, because there's two potential love interests in this book, and I felt like Finley was exploring both for the reader's sake and not necessarily well, technically there's three with the ex-husband, but anyway, like it didn't feel like she was exploring it for her own, but rather for like the reader's satisfaction. Like, okay, this is what would happen if they did it, if she was with this guy and the ex-husband. So like, just because the only real relationship I felt was between her and Nick, and the rest were just, I couldn't connect with it. And honestly, it felt a little out of character for Finley to do that, because especially after everything that went down, I really liked how the relationship with Nick and Finley unfolded, and I think there's more in the second one. So yeah, overall it's a really good book. I enjoyed it. I don't read a lot of cozy mysteries, so this was a really good start, and yeah, I'm just waking up right now, so yeah. Now because of these windows, I wake up really early because the sun streams in. Initially my plan was to read Jade Legacy, and then the rest of the books would be like, the rest were like the secondary read, but I'm on hold from reading Jade Legacy because Ajay and Inosh are reading Sky of Breath or whatever, like the second book to Crescent City, so I have to wait till they're finished. So until then, I'm going to finish listening to this other audiobook, which is The Charm Offensive, and I have to say, this is reading like a 5-star. Like, this I started a while back. I mean, listening to it while I read other things, but I keep coming back to this story because it's really good. It's about this producer of a reality show falling in love with a contestant who is supposed to be choosing a woman at the end of this show to date, but then ends up falling for the producer. And initially I didn't really like the premise of it. I didn't want to read it because of the whole reality show thing, but once I started it, I couldn't stop listening to it because, like, first the narrative is really good, and I like how the story is unfolding, especially because it is very well in the reality show environment, but it's a lot more to do with individual characters and the shit that they're going through. The story handles mental health really well, especially OCD, anxiety, depression, all of that. They do it in such a respectful manner, and it's not romanticized, it's not overly exaggerated, and both these two characters are dealing with mental illness, and they are on like very different spectrums. One is very aware of it and wants help and wants to get better, and the other one is in denial and always trying to overcompensate for the fact that he has depression. And I like when relationships are very toned down and less drama and more about being there for each other and talking about your feelings, building that foundation rather than immediately jumping into infatuation and passion, you know. So this is like a very slow build-up, and I'm really enjoying it. Another thing I really like is sexual ambiguity, right? So you have Dave and you have Charlie, and Dave is very out of the closet. He knows who he is and he's comfortable with his identity, whereas Charlie is very ambiguous about who he is because he's never felt this way about anybody before, regardless of the gender, and he's rarely sexually attracted to people in general, and this is the only time he has felt sexually attracted to any person, and he's still figuring out who he is. And I love the conversations they have about that, whether he's in the asexual spectrum, or if he's demisexual, or anything else that he's still trying to figure out. And I love the conversation where they always say that you don't necessarily have to fit into this label, or you don't have to come out and say, oh, I'm this or I'm that, which is something I always believe in. Like, you don't always have to label yourself as one thing, and if you're comfortable with that, then you should do it. But if there are people who are not and who don't want to be put into one box, and that's totally okay too. So I love how they explore it, and it's a conversation that really needs to be there. Because I know a lot of people don't always know who they are and what their sexuality is or who they're attracted to. It can come naturally or it can come like spontaneously to some people, and they realize, okay, I've never felt this way about anybody before. And they do it so naturally and it's not forced at all in this book. So those are stuff I really like. And what's like something that really annoyed me in this book is this third act conflict, which to be honest, it's one of the worst third act conflicts I've ever read in a book, in a romance book especially, because it came out of nowhere. It was nowhere in sight. It didn't have any lead up. It didn't have any indication that this is where it was going, or when it actually happened I was like, what is happening? Is this the conflict that you want to put in for like this romance genre? Because you have to have a third act conflict, because it doesn't make sense at all. Like, if you've read the book, you know what this conflict is, and for me it came out of nowhere, especially when things were going so well. You need that conflict for their relationship to grow or whatever, and that's why you're putting it there, and it pissed me off to no end. But I can still ignore that and give it 5 stars because how good the rest of the story is, and I'm just gonna I can't. It's so ridiculous. And I love it when characters have chemistry, and these two really have like amazing chemistry together. So yeah. So that is The Charm Offensive. I'm gonna finish it. I only have like 4 hours left. Probably finish it today. So I was watching TikTok this morning and I came across this video of this girl trying to make instant coffee, make iced coffee with instant coffee. So I really want to try it because it looks amazing. So let's see if it works. Okay, so you're supposed to put a tablespoon of coffee into this. A tablespoon. Instead of putting hot water, you have to put a dash of normal room temperature water, like this, I guess. So because I don't have sugar here, I'm gonna use this flavored milk to see if it makes a difference. And then you put ice. It looks like this. Now in my opinion, I think this is way too watery, and anyway it's gonna be even more watered down because the ice is gonna melt now. Then we're gonna add more milk. So this. Okay. Not gonna lie, it does taste good. I wish it had less water. So I guess when you put the hot water in, make sure you don't put a lot of it. I think that's the only way to reduce the water, because you need the initial water to mix the coffee. So not bad. I really like it. I'm gonna put it in the fridge to make it a little colder. I'm not gonna put more ice in it. Just gonna put it in the fridge and then have it for like another 10 to 15 minutes. But definitely go for the flavored milk and not sugar, because for 1 tablespoon, you're gonna have to put a lot of sugar. I think it's better to just have this. Okay, it's Friday night and it's 11:30, and somebody please tell me or stop me from wasting my time on trashy Netflix shows because I can't stop watching it. I'm currently watching this. Okay, look. I don't know if you can see, but that's One of Us is Lying. And I don't know if you remember, but I trashed this book really bad in one of my wrap-ups, and I told you that it's one of the worst books I've read. It's right up there with The Devil Wears Prada, and I heard that there was a TV show coming, and I was not planning to watch it because I didn't think it could get any worse than the book. I was right and I was wrong. I actually do like Cooper and Abby in this version because the actors are really great. Their acting is amazing, like especially Abby. Cooper is like really hot, so I can't stop watching him. But Abby is like phenomenal. I am really enjoying her storyline in this version compared to the book, because the book was terrible. It's just But also, aside from Abby, everything else about this show is trash. It's really bad. It's really corny. The plot twist, your source material is really bad, so there's just no going up from that. there's just no recovery from that, right? So it's just, this is just a lot of this is a lot of cringe dialogues and bad montages and bad slow motion with intense staring and intense emotions and just a lot of meandering. And I'm just eating it up because I guess this is what I need, just brainless television. There's only like 8 episodes and I'm already 5 episodes in. I'll probably finish this tonight. I was supposed to read Jade Legacy because I can finally start reading it, but that's not happening tonight because I'm clearly obsessed. Like Nate and Bronwyn, they're just as bad as they were in the book. I literally cringe watching their scenes together. They have no chemistry, and God, I actually like Cooper and Chris so much more. They actually do feel like a real couple, and like it feels like a real relationship. This is what happens when I start watching TV. I can't just watch one episode. I binge the entire series. So I'm editing this vlog and I realized that I completely forgot to show you one of the best parts of this house, and that is the wall art that me and my sister decided to put up. Let me show you. So if you walk from my room, like I said, we don't have any furniture in the living room, but this is the shelf, and I decided to put up these art. If you know, you know. These are the book covers from the Book of Babel. So this is Saint Innocence, and the second one, third and fourth. I've yet to read them. I actually have the 3 books right here. So this is one, and then over here we have one of my favorite series. This is from the Poppy War. So these are like a little bigger. There's artwork. See, like that. See the frames. And then of course you have this from our favorite game, Mass Effect. And it says, by the homeworld I hope to see one day, kill us alive. So if you know, you know. And it is from Friends, of course. You got to have a Friends frame. And then of course you have the Peaky Blinders. This is the Tommy Shelby art. You've got to have that. If you've been following my vlogs, you know I'm obsessed with that show. Then you have 2 more right here. This is from Project Hail Mary. This is the cover art. And then of course you have my favorite show, The Big Bang Theory. This is the song. Found this online and it was really cute. So yeah. So when we were deciding how to decorate the room or the house, I wanted to put up art that makes sense to us and things that will make us smile when we look at it. I realized that most of the artwork is for me. She has a lot of artwork in her room, so my initial idea was to put up the book cover itself and then have them framed, but she came up with a better idea to remove all the titles and just have one specific art or like a scene from one of my favorite books or TV shows, so that whoever knows it will know it. Like I will know looking at it, okay, this is from this book or this is from that show, and whoever is familiar with it will realize it too. So I think that's a better way, and it doesn't have any text in it, so the art looks more prominent and it looks so good on the wall. So yeah, that was a really good idea from her part. But I'm obsessed with those artwork, and I have 3 more going up on my bed, which is of course no surprise from my favorite book series, which is the Deobar trilogy. I'll probably show you that in the next vlog because I'm actually putting them up today, so you will eventually see them. Hi guys, so it is Saturday and I need to end this vlog because I need to edit it and put it out today. So I will end this vlog here. I did manage to get to like a few chapters of Jade City in the morning, and I'm like on episode 5 of One of Us is Dying. It's a terrible show. It's a terrible show, but I like it. I like it. I think I'm honestly watching it for Addie and Cooper because I really like them, and also Chris. I like him too. But I did manage to finish 2 books in this vlog, Finley Donovan and The Charm Offensive. So overall, pretty great week. I'm excited to show more of this. I have some few more chores to do now because that's part of my life. This was officially the first week living alone in a new place. It was fun, very tiring, but it was fun. So I'm gonna end the vlog here. We'll probably start the next vlog tomorrow. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, because I do make videos every Saturday and the occasional video on Wednesday. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.